What up? It's your boy T Rare Hunter Reaction. Today's Films Friday, and time for the Meat and Potato Films Friday. Which is the Dead Meat Kill Count. This week we're back at the Tremors franchise with Zoran, as where we check out the second to the last of the Tremors franchise, which came out in 2008, called Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell. From what I'm hearing, I think this is the first one that was directed DVD. No, the first one's out of the or not the directed DVD. The first one out of the number orders and all of that, everything. Either way, so this is the second to the last one. We're winding down. I mentioned, I gave you the heads up on my face on community, but in case you haven't noticed, we have one more week of this, and then next week will be the poll, and then we got that. We finish it. We're capping off Friday 13 with the Friday 13 reboot, and then we got that. Possibly is going to be the redemption poll, and we got that be Tremors, and then sooner or later I probably will do it right after I finish the Friday 13th one. I will pull up another poll out for Dead Meat to let you know which new franchise will I be doing soon. What franchise should I be start doing next? And I'm only doing one at a time this time. I'm not going to put myself in the back of the front. That's why I'm also hesitant about putting a certain franchise, that whether I started or not, on the poll as well too. That's why Quarantine 2 is the only one up there, because it's the last one out of that. But I will possibly include the Rex series, which Quarantine came from. I would definitely, like I say, whether it's short or a short franchise, a long franchise, like short ones, short ones such as the rest of the Sleepaway Camp, because there's 2 more left I gotta do, as well as the Candymans. I made through the Candymans. I'm hesitant on it because I told you before I was doing kill counts, before I was doing reaction to kill counts, I was watching them on my own, and there were a few that were dead, and Final Destination was the main I saw or anything. So I will be hesitant on certain ones. I'll go for the ones I possibly did not see yet, possibly the Leprechaun, the Aliens and Predator series as well too. I might do a back and forth Alien versus Predator type of thing as well too, where we do one week of the week Aliens, 1 week Predator, or something like that as well too. But I will also do a poll with that too, so I should start with the actual Aliens first movie or the prequel. I'll let you know as well too. But certain ones I will not do as of yet. I'm gonna hold back on, because one, I own it, watched it on my own as a movie or whatever. I know he did last summer in one. Shout out to DK for letting me know that as well too, because he's gonna be is that on the screen? One of them, he's doing a recount one. He said the screen he's doing a recap one, I think. Anyway, I recount. Let me look at the community, damn it. Let me look at the community, damn it. Hold on. I'm making this video longer than it is. Anyway, shout out to DK Lounge on the Scream series. He's gonna do a recount on, okay, as well as recounting the Child's Play. So I might, so I believe that's so far. I'm still gonna keep this Child's Play reboot on there as well too. And as far as the other ones, gonna be we'll end up probably rewatching the other ones I did. And if the reboots isn't the recount, I'll do that as well too. Now, and speaking of the next poll, unfortunately, Deathgasm got taken down via YouTube. I heard, so it will be 3 new entries into the next week poll in as far as the pair as well too, though. So I gotta really think on this one, because I had a couple I had already, and I'm about to rewatch my videos set, because this one I did say I positively wanted to add it in there. But either way, that's the heads up what's going on with Dead Meat as well too, as far as kill count. Somebody put behind the mask is actually on the poll, already in the poll, so hopefully there'll be one of the pairs that get picked next week. And like I said, no, we did that summer. I may do it. I'm gonna push it back, but I may do it down the line though. The only one I will definitely probably add on this Leprechaun one as well too. So anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty, which is the Dead Meat Kill Count, Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell. We're continuing with it just cause. So without further ado, let's check out how this went with Zoran. Let's get it. case you're wondering why I was kind of off, because it started with James talking about the horror awards, which happened already, so no need for me to watch that.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm Zor.
The Guinness Book of Balls. The Guinness Book of Balls. Okay.
And kinda looks like Jared Padalecki-Gavoyich, and today we look at the penultimate film in this franchise, with Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell, released in 2018. Now, when I first watched this film, I hated it. But on rewatch, this movie does some things right. Michael Gross is back, as is Jamie, my sideburns help me find my mouth Kennedy, who is slightly less annoying this time.
Learning can be fun. Rosetta Stone me, dog.
Slightly. Also returning is director Don Michael Paul, who this film's producer describes as
the man with 3 first names.
And even screenwriter John Welpley does moderately better this time around, writing ridiculous new birdisms.
My balls are in the Guinness Book of Balls.
We got an answer about that. Why you got that book right there?
Plus, the explosions are as gooey as ever, the graboid CGI is solid, and we also get a return of a practical graboid, even if the effect isn't as impressive as the original. Despite all that, this 6th Tremors movie suffers from a lack of new ideas. No surprise, it's the same old show. Bert gets asked to help out a town in trouble, shit goes sideways, and they MacGyver their way out of the situation. Oh, they try and change things up by showing graboids in snow, but they still filmed everything in South Africa. Oh, more on that later. In A Cold Day in Hell, Bert and his son Travis head to a Canadian research station that's recently been graboided. Along the way, they have to deal with tax collectors, DARPA agents, and a mysterious graboid-related illness that threatens to take our only returning character away from this franchise. But it'll be a cold day in hell before Michael Gross says no to a Tremors movie. And it'll be even longer before I say no to getting amazing sponsors like our latest one, Fetch Rewards.
Hold up a second. Go back. Let me see that shirt real quick. Did that shirt say more than Trimmer? Go back.
And it'll be even longer before...
Oh my god. Y'all see the shirt, man. It really say more trick at the Trimmer just like a War Comic shirt. I like it. I like it. Okay. But yeah. Oh man, so I said so Michael Gross, who wouldn't know Michael Gross had a good long franchise for a movie for franchise in like the horror or sci-fi scene with Tremors, man. We all knew, man, as the dad from Family Ties, but who knew he did this was his baby, his main baby right here, man. Thank you, Zoran, for this, but that shirt is awesome.
Before I say no to getting amazing sponsors like our latest one, Fetch Rewards. Fetch is a free app that lets you earn rewards on anything you buy, from Burt Gummer Survivalist DVDs to genuine Ass Blaster eggs. I, for one, am going to use Fetch on some of the Tremors props I ordered, because there's a lot of them. And since I bought them online, doing that couldn't be easier. I've synced up my Amazon account with the app, so all I have to do is hit the e-receipt button and Fetch will find those orders for me. And scanning physical receipts is simple too. I went to Best Buy to grab some movies for future kill counts.
Oh, nope. Oh, hell no. Oh, I'll be covering this one.
Well, I can still get rewards by taking a picture of the receipt through the Fetch app. And just like that, I've got reward points that I can turn into gift cards for my favorite stores and restaurants. Plus, it works much better than my previous rewards program.
Go get the rewards, boy. Go get them.
Download the app now and use the code DEADMEAT to get 3,000 points when you scan your first receipt. Oh, will this frigid trip to the Arctic cause some shrinkage to our numbers? Let's find out and get to the kills.
I'm gonna miss Zoran, man. I know I'm gonna miss Zoran I know he's probably gonna come back here and there, but I'm gonna miss him doing his kill counts. He been killing it though. Not saying James and Chelsea, Jay, you know, he's the king though, and Chelsea been doing her thing as well too, because I've witnessed the American Psycho ones, but Zoran been killing it, man. He been holding down.
The movie begins with a rant from me. That is not snow! That is a sand dune! You cannot tint sand blue in post-production and then throw a layer of digital snow over it, making your South African movie take place in Canada. I'm from Chicago. I know snow. Just film actual snow.
Actually, they did try and film this movie in Bulgaria, but a massive blizzard made it logistically impossible. So they had to go back to South Africa so they could make the most of their budget.
Oh, thank you, Bella. This is why we hired you as researcher and, fired that last guy.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, I still think it looks dumb. But hey, the movie continues in Canada, where some hipster science kids lamely lampshade their South African filming location.
We ever heard of a heat wave in the Arctic?
Welcome to the Arctic summer.
These nothing characters get nothing names, with Aussie from Australia, Yankee from America, and Dutch from Norway, even though that character should be from the Netherlands. Strike one, well plee. They're drilling for core samples, but end up hitting some pumpkin spice latte instead. Uh-oh, you know what that means. Time to cut to the movie Ice Age, before the graboid bursts through the... snow and swallows up this little Sheila, taking her back down under. Next up in the not-so-winter Kill Olympics is the American, who's yankied away like
Come here!
and then pulled underground screaming, which apparently
Go the
doesn't
old
affect
song.
the acoustics. Muffled or not, he's another victim of quick snow. These huskies know better than to hang around Norwegian scientists, so they head off to find Cuba Gooding Jr. Meanwhile, Dutch is chased until he falls down a snow dune, and our Molduga bursts from the sand, playing with its food before finishing the job with a kill and a title card. With a subtitle callback to a Burt line from Part 3.
That'll be a cold day in hell.
Speaking of back to perfection, we return to the town that has Chang's Market and absolutely nothing else, since they rebuilt this store yet again, this time in South Africa. And I will say production designer Andrew Orlando and his team did an amazing job. There are so many Easter and ass blaster eggs hidden here, including some more misspellings like in Tremors 3, and Big Don's ice cream, an homage to director Don Michael Paul.
Who said vanilla was boring?
I like it.
Vanilla is one of my favorite flavors.
Not better than this Chang Swiss cheese and bullets flavor.
Yeah, no, that's right.
We are reintroduced to our main character, Gunn, and his sidekick, Burt Gummer, once again played by the one and only Michael Gross, the one and only reason I keep watching these films.
After all these years, Tremors is the gift that keeps giving.
Burt is now managing Chang's Market while Jody is working at a law firm in the nearby town of Reno. Ooh, sorry, Bixby. I object to them not saying more about Bixby! Though Burt's a little older now, he's still mostly the same, give or take one Atlanta Hawks hat.
See, you've changed teams. No, just hats.
It was actually Michael Gross's idea to change Burt's hat. As a former Chicagoan like me, he wanted to honor the Cubs, who had just won the World Series for the first time in over a century. Definitely something to celebrate. Something not to celebrate is that Travis is still here too, posing for the boys of the stockroom calendar, and making out-of-date jokes about Burt's tax problems with the IRS.
You've been flipping off the feds longer than Wesley Snipes.
To escape Malibu's most annoying, Burt takes a nap on the roof, where he has nightmares about the Tremors franchise taking over his life. You and me both, bro. You and me both.
More than Tremors.
I made all that.
That More Trimmer shirt, man, is awesome.
His 90s music video is interrupted by a phone call from Dr. Rita Sims.
How'd you get this number? You from the government?
No, Sims got this number from her assistant, Valerie, who's a major Tremie, like me. That's why she's able to spew out loads of graboid exposition and make a callback to a line in Tremors 2.
Graboids in the Arctic. This could be a whole new ballgame.
Yeah, especially because it's sand, not snow! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't like sand. You know, it's coarse and rough and irritating. Much like Jamie Kennedy.
You never asked if she was hot.
Case in point. Since they need the money to pay Burt's back taxes, Dumb and Gummer head to the Arctic. They're flown there by Mac, who's got homemade grain alcohol to quell their nerves. But the in-flight drink service is cut short by an Arctic ass blaster. It bottom burps its way into the propeller of the plane, splattering itself onto Burt's hunting log, and also stalling the engine. The unfazed Mac makes a very easy emergency landing, despite all the flailing around Burt and Travis are doing. When they land, their booze is confiscated by a bunch of DARPA agents. That's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, to save you a Google search. DARPA is up here doing Black Op experiments, and this main DARPA douche threatens Burt to stay out of his way. Then he whiskers off back to Umbrella. Valerie arrives and says she's here to provide more continuity to the good Tremors movies.
Here's a blast from the past, Mr. Gummer. I'm Val and Rhonda's daughter.
She's the offspring of Rhonda LeBeck and Valentine McKee from the first film. Well, I guess Rhonda was just another victim of Val's circumstance.
I thought you called it your pecker.
This narcissistically named new girl takes Burt and Travis to the Arctic Research Station, which is just filled with a slew of potential kill counties.
I thought it'd be colder than a reindeer's ball bag up here.
Hell, I'm hotter than a 50 cal on full auto.
Okay, we get it. The movie was not filmed in Canada. Burt loves guns. You don't have to keep making excuses.
Here we go, fake ass
This year in particular has been one of the warmest on record up here.
We get it. Move on.
Are you tired of the cold? Do you long for the heat of the Sahara but don't want to miss out on the charm of a Midwestern polar vortex? Then you should try Sand for Snow. Using our patented Cheapo Vision technology, we'll take that beautiful shot of you hanging out on the beach.
I wonder if James going to continue with when he returns. He's going to continue on with the fake ass because Zoran and Chelsea been killing it with the fake ass. I love it.
And make it seamlessly appear like you're hanging out on an iceberg, worthy of killing Leo and Kate. Sand for Snow, from the makers of Day for Night and Paxton for Pullman.
Oh.
Bert meets Dr. Rita Sims and another scientist, Mr. Freeze.
Ferretti. Dr. Charles Ferretti.
Okay, just chill out. Well, he can't because he was supposed to be flown out today. And with the engine full of blaster bits, that ain't gonna happen. Speaking of ain't gonna happen, Horn Dog Magoo starts hitting on the first hot chick he sees and tries to pun his way into her pants, making jokes about the midnight sun.
Are you saying that the sun is never going down on me?
The innuendo doesn't even make sense. Strike two, well plea. They debrief inside where we meet more of the research station team. There's Hart Hansen, a geomorphologist that loves to fly model planes, and a handyman named
Swackhammer.
Swackhammer?
What kind of a stupid name is that? Said Zoran Gavoyich. Valerie spews some sciencey gobbledygook saying that the melting ice caps and geothermal hot springs awaken what might be the oldest graboids on the planet.
Like Precambrian.
Bert's response sees him channeling his great-grandfather Hiram.
Come on, it sounds like a bunch of sassafras.
Dandy.
Bert tells Dr. Sims he thinks the DARPA agents might be breeding graboids as bioweapons. But before his paranoia can take further hold, Travis interrupts to let them know they've got an ass blaster on campus. Bad news for Ferretti, who's walking around outside. And even worse news for this nameless guy who drives into the movie just to get his head shot by an ass blaster. And then cooks up its ass artichoke and carries the guy away to kill him off screen, leaving Ferretti so scared he may have made a fudgicle in his head. It tends to happen when heads will roll on the floor. A tumble gets Pudding Pop Pants looking like Andrew WK before taking shelter in a comms tower. But you know how blind he is without his glasses. So he can't see the ass blaster when it tears up the tower and takes out all the communications. The butt bombardier circles back for an attack only to be thwarted by Bert, who gives Ferretti one hell of a pep talk.
My balls are stainless steel.
My balls are stainless steel.
My balls are in the Guinness Book of Balls.
I picked up my copy at Barnes and Nobles. Books are dead. Bert tells Ferretti to do exactly as he does, which is taken to a comic extreme when Bert has another music video attack. This allows the ass blaster to get the drop on them, but you can't get rid of a gummer that easily, as he John Woos the ass blaster onto the hunting log. Guess he wanted to take its ass off. We briefly jump into American Horror Story credits as Bert wakes up in a hospital bed. He just had surgery to remove a tapeworm. And though Travis is concerned, Bert's keeping his late 90s editing sickness close to the vest, which is sitting just over there. Over at the Meltwater Hot Springs, Dr. Silky Dannon, ooh, that's a sexy yogurt name, is pushing some science buttons while the DARPA boys watch. A rumbling causes Dr. Good and Sexy to back up, right into a nest of graboid eggs. She breaks them, sending green eggs but no ham into the water. I do not like attacks on land. I think it's time these graboids swam. And so we get our first water graboid attack. Though technically they did shoot an entire underwater sequence for Tremors 5, but it was left on the cutting room floor. Too bad, because an underwater Travis can't talk. And we missed out on some of Jamie Kennedy's finest acting. The graboid is once again played by a buoy, harkening back to the old sand hump effect from part 1. It wastes no time grabbing the good doctor and dragging her all around like an Amity Island skinny dipper. This was actually an intense stunt involving 3 cables pulling her in all directions, and it actually freaked out actress Jenna Upton at first.
I didn't know that they were coming with the blood underneath, so when that started happening, I was like, oh my god! But it was a lot of fun.
And with all that unexpected blood in the water, we can assume that Dr. Good and Sexy is now good and deady. Back at the research facility, Bert learns that he's been infected with a parasite. What kind of parasite? A graboid kind of parasite. Apparently he got it from getting all up inside that graboid in Tremors 3. And the only cure is to extract some antibodies from a live graboid. So after naming his favorite Tom Cruise film,
Mission Impossible,
Bert double checks that he's not also infected with the Thing. All clear. Well, except for this predator penis that grabs another scientist named Dr. D. Dr. D is another researcher whose fashion sense could be best described as Gila Klein chic. But that graboid don't care, as it gratuitously snatches her, then pulls that D straight into its mouth. All this excitement has caused our Iceman to runneth across open terrain. But all Hart wants to do is make love to you. So he runs after him and asks, "How do I get you alone?" Fritzy responds by locking himself in a nearby truck like a real ice hole. A hurt Hart heads out as this underground barracuda goes crazy on you, truck, with an amazing practical car flip. Hart Edgar Deems up a tower while Feretzi crawls his way from the wreckage, only to be attacked until he's eventually killed off screen. Yep, looks like hell is about to Feretzi over. Did I say that right, you dead dickweed? Everyone else regroups for a franchise mainstay planning scene. About damn time! Travis and Val, mostly Val, come up with a plan to create an underground electrical fence that should keep the worms out while they go to the hangar and acquire some TNT. It's dynamite! Okay, planning scene complete. Now let's move on, damn it. The DARPA team has arrived, somehow avoiding the graboid outside. Bert gets into it with Dr. Cutts, the head DARPA guy, until the argument is interrupted by a graboid attack! They fire blindly into the hole, until a dirt sneeze gives us some grabber tentacles. Travis and Bert are able to take 2 of them out, but the third one grabs one of the DARPA agents and sucks him into the hole.
Gotcha.
DARPA DM sees the dead.
Hold up.
That's
Why it had to be the black guy? Why it had to be the black one? Why?
right. Time to get to the hangar, so Travis takes an ATV and lights a gas can, knowing that the flames will get Dr. Sims all hot and bothered.
Biomechanics are so sexy.
First of all, biomechanics, study of human movement. Not applying here. And you know what? How is any of this sexy? None of this. Sexy. Travis's stunt double returns, and we get a great shot of a leaping graboid as it noms on the ATV, which subsequently explodes in a gooey mess, which money shots Hart as he watches from a nearby drill tower.
Money shot him. Really zorn.
All this graboid goo was made by Paul Peters and his effects team, and boy, did they make a lot of it.
Created 300 liters of graboid goop, and I think we've used just about every drop.
The crew heads to the hangar, but another graboid causes them to scatter as we get a callback to the wood plank chase from the first film. And the Tremors 1 riffs continue as Dr. Sims gets snagged by one of the grabbers.
Hey, got me by the pants! So take off your pants!
Put your pants back on, Sam. I have neighbors.
Sims also refuses to join in the pants-free lifestyle, but it's because she's living an even freer way.
I'm not wearing any underwear!
Ooh. Luckily, Val and Bert are here to keep this movie PG-13, with a couple of shots that split the grabber in twain. Travis and Sims share a moment over their favorite movie, Commando, but their ham-fisted romance is put on hold by another grabber attack. They need a distraction, so Bert looks to Hart, who's been pounding energy drinks.
Time to take one for the team. Free Willy, and let the big dog eat.
What does that mean? Oh, God. Oh, no! More pee jokes. Oh, man, I thought we were past this. Sweathammer, why is your mouth open? Gross. Not you, Michael. The piddle puddle gets the graboid's attention, and everyone takes the opportunity to head to the hangar. Swackhammer starts building the electric fence, but Bert is taken down once again by the graboid parasite partying in his colon. He manages to get onto a nearby rock as the graboid attack gives way to more grabbers. Bert fends one off, and the second one is taken out in a nice practical gunshot from Dr. Sims. Bert only has enough energy to tell Travis to fuck off and kills one last grabber before collapsing. God damn it. Swackhammer activates the underground electric fence, and it successfully stops the incoming graboid. And with Bert down and out, it's now up to Travis to figure out how to capture this Alaskan bullworm alive. And he won't get any help from the DARPA dummies, whose movement is attracted to graboid. That kills 2 of them and causes some explosions. This first guy is eaten off screen, while this tasty flaming DARPA pepper is eaten a flambe. The kill count graphic wakes up Bert, and he shuffles over to the hangar while another great practical stunt flips a nearby DARPA trailer. No idea if anyone was in there though, so nothing to add to the count. The group starts making bombs while Bert angrily asks Travis about where he got his latest rifle.
Heather. My wife. Ex-wife, Bert.
Yep, the HK-91 she took way back in Tremors 2 has returned in the hands of Travis. And with the right name this time, even though your comments told me that the 41 and 91 are basically the same gun. Also, there is so much ex-partner talk in these Whelpley movies, including Swackhammer, who names the main graboid Sally Soul Smasher after an ex of his.
She was a dirty man-eating bitch who used to stick her nose where it didn't belong.
Okay. What's with all that?
Right.
This core extractor drill double-clicks its thumbstick to go auto-running and makes enough noise to bring a secondary graboid around as it begins to lower Hart like a shark into a mosasaur tank. The graboid leaps and indulges its Tarantino-style foot fetish, while the hangar crew attempts to noisily draw the graboid away. Then Val just fucking runs up to the tower and tries to reach Hart while a graboid barrels down on them. Dumb. Painfully dumb. Lucky for her, this little impromptu stomp show somehow works. The graboid heads towards the hangar just in time for Swackhammer to turn the fence on and blow that graboid to kingdom come. I will say, I hate seeing PAs replaced with air cannons, but these graboid explosions are on point. You're doing something right, movie.
That'll close the carpool lane!
You ruined it! You ruined everything! After a lackluster callback to the greatest scene in the franchise,
Broke into the wrong goddamn hangar, didn't you, you bastard?
the generator blows up, meaning the hangar stakes have just been raised. This, of course, causes Bert to freak out and collapse again. But before they can take him to the infirmary, they see that the DARPA dude is still alive, but in a spot of trouble. Travis grows a conscience, grabs his swack hammer, and goes to rescue Mr. Cuts while the rest head off to save Bert. Travis Mr. Cuts a deal to fix all of Bert's tax issues, and in exchange, he gives Cuts a ladder, which he promptly uses like a wet bandit. That ridiculous pratfall triggers Sally Soul Smasher's return, so Cuts and Travis head back to the base while Swackhammer reunites with his ex. He chucks pipe bombs and dynamites at the creature as a crappy cover of Mustang Sally plays. Get it? 'Cause her name is Sally! While this swack-ass dances like he's in the end zone, Bert tries to get back in the game, only to be sidelined by Travis. Travis heads out to capture a graboid and save his ungrateful dad. He puts on the Bert equivalent of Indy's fedora and prepares to take over the franchise by lamely reciting some of Bert's one-liners.
My balls are in the Guinness Book of Balls.
God damn it, Bert, you have to live. Please. Dr. Sims ain't no geologist, but she does have a thing for cosplayers, since she's all about Travis's new threads.
It's a good look for you.
Thankfully, Travis restrains from saying anything pervy, and he uses a montage to prep his plan, which involves Mac, her plane, and a shipping container to help transport this Nidus worm. They use a Newton's cradle to clickety-clack the graboid's attention, and when it heads for the hook, Travis attaches the line to the plane in an actually nicely shot slow-motion sequence. This graboid in motion remains in motion until it reaches the Newton's cradle, where it's yanked into the air before the line is released in an unbelievably perfect arc right into the shipping container. They then jack into Sally and open the container to reveal our very first practical graboid of the Don Paul trilogy.
So for all you Tremors fans who have been asking for a puppeteered graboid like they had in the original, here he is, or she.
Its mobility may be limited compared to the past graboids, but the fact that they actually made a practical worm is nothing to spit at. Even more fun, that spray was a surprise prank Don Michael Paul played on Jamie Kennedy.
Let's be honest, you did that because you're mad at me.
I had him double loaded, Kevin.
You did!
Now that's a Jamie Kennedy experiment I can get behind.
Yep.
But this practical puppet doesn't mean we can't still have some CGI tentacles. And this guy named Arklack takes out one of the grabbers with his club, while the final two are taken out by the only grown-up at this Sand for Snow summer camp, Bert Gummer. Good job, Bert. Now why don't you show us a little bit of that Bert Bummer?
Wow, I did not need to see that!
Bert collapses for like the 8th time in this movie, so Travis takes a comically large syringe and heads into this Double Dare style graboid slip and slide. He extracts some anthelmintics from its Courage Hangy Ball and returns to collect his Casio keyboard prize with a Travis level quip.
At least the gland wasn't in the prostate.
10 more minutes. Just 10 more minutes of Jamie Kennedy in my Tremors movies. They administer the grabtidote and wait to see if it takes effect.
I'm sorry, Travis.
That's it?
I'm sorry, what? No, you can't kill Bert. No, I cannot continue this franchise with this mutt gummer who doesn't, even know a thing about gun safety.
That is no way to treat an HK-91.
Oh, thank graboid. Bert is alive, yay! Okay, I guess Dr. Sims is just a really shitty doctor for pronouncing him dead earlier. Whoopsie poopsie! Bert takes the reins of the franchise back as the DARPA dudes deliver his new tax-exempt certificate. And get a Walter Peck-style comeuppance. In order to prevent Sally from being used by DARPA as a bioweapon, Bert enlists Hart's RC plane to the Royal Graboid Air Force and blows Sally up in spectacular fashion. And so her soul slides away. But don't look back in anger, this movie's done today. Val ensures Bert that her dad, Kevin Bacon, will stay at least 6 degrees away from this franchise.
He's not really the dropping in kind of guy. He's more of the barging in type.
At least not in this continuity. And why would he want to when gross guys like Travis end up with the girl? The movie ends super lazily with the exact same end line as the last movie.
Pops.
And strike 3, you are out of there! For Tremors Shrieker Island. Did this cold day in hell actually heat up our numbers? Let's find out and get to the
snowball fight!
James.
Numbers. Oh. 10 people died in Tremors A Cold Day in Hell. 7 men and 3 women, still giving us a mostly frozen pie. With a runtime of 98 minutes, we had a kill on average every 9.8 minutes. Bert's hunting log adds 2 ass blasters, 8 grabber tentacles, and 3 graboids, including our first practical one of this new trilogy. Still, it's mostly a CGI kill on average every 7.5 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to the on-fire DARPA agent. Fire stunts aren't cheap. And then the guy gets eaten afterward? Poor graboid too. Probably feels like it ate a pizza bagel just out of the microwave. But hey, when pizza's on a bagel, you can eat people anytime. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to the people who were killed off screen. No fucking surprise. And Bert's hunting trophy goes to the graboid that blew up on the electric fence. It was a massive goopy explosion and a great payoff to a classic Tremors style plan. And that's it. Tremors A Cold Day in Hell came out in 2018 and was not as bad as I remembered it being, but still not great. Next week, I'll be finishing up the franchise with Tremors Shrieker Island. But until then, I'm a man whose stepdad used to pitch for the Cubs. And this has been the Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count.
And now, the end is near.
Lord.
And so it's time for Tremors 7.
It's been a long time.
Little meaties, I'll say it clear. This one, too, is far from perfection.
Some things never change.
Bert's back, but not his son.
Don't ask.
Napoleon
Dynamite, that's what I thought it was.
Is his replacement.
We're ready to frag their freaking asses.
And there's more, much more that adds to this series debasement. The Shriekers are back for no reason.
Sorry, what?
Looking just like a James Bond Baron.
It's falling.
And through it all, Bert is still great.
Ooh.
And so is the villain.
Wow.
Played by Richard Brake. So watch it now.
You ready?
I don't care how. Then watch the Kill Count. Only on Dead Meat.
If we make it out of here alive, I'm going to open up an extra large can of whoop-ass on you.
Tremors, Shrieker Island. It can currently be watched on the pictured streaming platforms. Dead Meat always recommends you watch the movie for yourself before its kill count. It's the only way to have your own properly informed opinion. Kill counts are never meant to replace the experience of watching a film.
Thanks for watching. I cannot believe we have only...
Alright, so that's the same. One more left of Tremors, which would be Shrieker Island. Looks like gonna be an interesting one though. But this one was pretty interesting as well too. Not bad as it was, but I loved it. I loved Zorin did his thing as well with commentary, so this was pretty awesome. So next week we'll be returning the poll and everything, as we have unfortunately we have 3 new entries, as one entry in the poll was taken down, which was Deathgasm due to YouTube. But if it somehow miraculously returned like it did like Train Busan return, then it'll be added back as well too, regardless. So other than that though, let's see, what do we have left though? That's other aside from the three new entries. Who's going to be part of it as well too? Well, you know, Cooties will be paired up with Quarantine 2 as well. Well, as that was the save one, and Quarantine was the running up as well too. So we still have Slimmer. What's that Slither, as well as Tucker and Dale, Night Living Dead, the original, as well as Child's Play reboot and Behind the Mask. So I would have to think up a good three entries to add on there. So, but other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.